First off, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Especially all the single moms out there. Mothering is a very hard responsibility, and the fact that you have to do it by yourself, be the mother and the father in the child's life, like, that's incredible. Hats off to you. But this video is about helping my experience with Mother's Day. For those who don't know, my mother passed away whenever I was 2. She died of an accidental drug overdose mixing alcohol and Klonopin. And May is a very hard month for me too, because the 25th is the anniversary where she passed. And this video is just kind of like a little shout out to everyone, you know what I mean? Like an experience. This is my experience. This is how I live my life, Where do I begin? I think of my mother every day, first and foremost. I always have the questions in the back of my mind, and why did this happen to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? What would my life be like with my mother and currently engaged in my life? And those are questions that whenever you're a child growing up, it's a very, very real questions that you have growing up. And because you realize at a young age that you understand death. Like, you know that when you're dead, you're dead. Like, there's no coming back. And I knew about that whenever I was 2. I couldn't speak very well whenever I was 2. But I knew about death. My grandpa told me a story after the first time I saw him after my mother passed. I went up, ran to my mother's room that was at my grandparents' house, ran in. My mom wasn't there. I ran out. I told my grandpa, "Mama no home, Mama up in the sky." And it tore my grandpa up. Because I was 2 years old. A 2-year-old saying something like that. It's a very sombering, experience. But this video is for kids or with adults. It doesn't matter who it is, who has ever lost a child. Ever lost a mother or a father in their life, and dealing with it. I don't forget my mother. You know what I mean? I live my life by keeping her memory alive. I don't let her death make a hindrance in my life. If anything, I hate to say it made me a stronger person, because in a situation like that, mentally, it's either you're going to fall or you're going to rise up. And it's okay to be sad. I think about it every day. I'm sad about it. It's not a thing to be happy about. But does your mother or your father or anybody who's passed in your life, and you're dealing with it and all that stuff, and it starts to make a hindrance of your life, you start substance abuse, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, because of them, you know what I mean? For me, I don't want anybody, whenever I do pass, I don't want anybody to go back, take steps back in their life because of my death. I want them to keep my memory alive inside them to make them do better. Would Lauren be proud? And that's how I live my life. I live my life doing things where, will my mother be proud? Goals, I think about it every day. I think about her every day. I think about the one memory that I have, which is, my mom took a lot of pictures, the professional pictures, and she took them a lot. I'm thankful to say that I have a lot of photos of me and my mother. You know what I mean? I have a ridiculous amount. And we were about to go take a picture, and she just gave me a bath, and she pulled my outfit that I was wearing, and it was just some corduroy pants with a dress button down that had animals on them, and it was a soft jersey tee material, and it was warm because it just came out to dry. And that's the memory of my mother. You know what I mean? That's the most positive. That's the happiest memory I have in my life. And I use that memory every day. I think about it every day because I don't think, oh, my mother's dead. I think, oh, my mother's proud of me. This is how happy I am. You know, like this is what I'm doing, and that this is a stepping stones. I'm 23 years old, and I already have a plan set forth. You know, and I do have to say I think my mother would be proud of me about how I dealt with it. You know, and I didn't let the experience, the event hinder my life. You know, it took a lot of understanding growing up. You know, like, and I didn't do it on my own. I'm thankful to say that I have an awesome dad. You know, he had to take he's a very old school man with raising kids, and he had to adapt the way how fathering was, because he also had to be the mother in my life. I also had three very positive female role models in my life, which are Melinda Johnson, Stacey Nauman, and Danielle Hopton. The first two are my stepmoms, and the third is my sister. And you gotta lean on people. You know what I mean? You gotta lean on people for support. You gotta ask help. You gotta talk. You can't let it build up inside, because that just messes you up in the head. So what I had to say is, get help if you need it. You know, talk about it. You know, whoever it may be, your friends, your loved ones. You know, even getting mental help. You know, that's, people are ashamed to say it, but you know, that's, you sometimes just need to talk to somebody, and somebody who's not going to judge you. And I've seeked it out in my life, and it's awesome. So what I have to say is, you know, if you need help, get it. But also, just don't let the hindrance of your parents' death, don't let that hinder your life. Keep their memory alive through your actions every day, and the memories you have of them. And that's all I have, guys. Have a good one, and have a safe and happy Mother's Day.